The 5th IROC Series race of the season heads to the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Definitely going to be one of the biggest races of the season for these IROC drivers. Even though it's not really anything special in terms of a Brickyard 400 or an Indianapolis 500, it is still a very special racetrack. These drivers would love to win here, and these drivers are going to go, all 12 of them, going to go all out for it here today for sure. On the pole is 5th in points Michael Gregory, the 31, beside him starting in 2nd, the 92 of Levi Schoen. Then in 3rd place is Brett Sierra. 4th we have Eli Bright. And ranking on the top 5, Trey Rainey, winner of the last race, looking for 2 in a row and trying to ride that momentum up into the points. And he comes in tied for 3rd. Then in 6th place starting Adam McDowell. 7th we have Griffin Lynn. 8th it is Jonathan Buford. 9th points there Jake Galloway. Matthews Wells rounds out the top 10. In 11th TJ Hanley, basically already out of the championship fight just here for wins. Now he's going to try and do it here at Indy. And rounding out the field in the 12th position, 2nd in points JJ Reed, the 35. So interesting starting positions there. Some drivers up towards the front of the points like Trey Rainey, Adam McDowell, Michael Gregory, or on the edge or on the back half of the top 5. They start inside the top 6. Jake Galloway, our points there, starts 9th, and JJ Reed, 2nd in points, starts back in the 12th position. So it's going to be very interesting for these drivers to try and work their way through the field. They only have 10 laps to do it here in Indianapolis. We'll see how it goes. Let's go on trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
Race fans, get on your feet! Drivers, start your engines!
Command here, just do your deal.
12 engines crank up for the IROC Series at Indianapolis. As mentioned, definitely one of the bigger races of the season for these drivers, one of the most historic racetracks in the whole of the world. And 10 laps around this 2.5 mile rectangle in Speedway, Indiana. It's going to be an exciting one here for sure. Drafting means a lot with these IROC cars. You get a nice suck up and you can make runs in the draft. It's going to be very exciting to see what these drivers can do with the runs they get down the straightaways. But watch out for some 3 wide. If that happens during this race, it could lead to an accident, especially through the middle of turns 3 and 4 in that short chute. It'll be Michael Gregory and Levi Schoen's leads to the green flag. Schoen's has 1 year before at Indianapolis, but that was back in a Gatorade Cup Series race in Season 9. The Brickyard 400. We'll see if we can carry that success they had in the Gatorade Cup Series here to an IROC Series car. Michael Gregory's going to step on the gas first. There's the green flag. It's waving, and we're underway at Indianapolis. Michael Gregory got a great jump to hold the lead down the back straightaway, side by side for a second behind. Brett Sierra inside Levi Schoen. Behind Sierra, his pusher is Trey Rainey. 36 Griffin Lynn also on the bottom as they work their way through 3. Gregory slides it. Here comes Sierra to the bottom. Into turn number 4, Sierra is there, who's going to get the first lap of the IROC Series in Indianapolis. Sierra's down bottom. Up top is Michael Gregory. They're drag racing back around. The first lap led here in the IROC Series in Indianapolis. It's going to be Brett Sierra on the inside. 5 bonus points for his championship hopes. Behind him, Trey Rainey comes in tied for 3rd in points. He really needs some bonus points here today to get up into the championship battle because Jake Galloway comes in. He's basically over 20 points ahead, which is a good distance in IROC Series where there's only 12 drivers. So Trey Rainey knows every point matters under a system like this. He needs to lead a lap right here for 5 bonus points because Jake Galloway's 3rd on the inside. He could also lead a lap for 5 bonus points. So as long as you get it, at least you cancel out his. Looks like Trey's going to go wide right there. And to the bottom, Griffin Lynn, the 36, trying to steal the lap lead from Trey Rainey. And then can Jake Galloway do something the next lap to try and get 5 bonus points? The second lap is going to go to Griffin Lynn. The red number 36 clears the pack, moves up. Lynn's going to lead lap number 2 of the Propel IROC Series at Indianapolis. Jake Galloway moves to 2nd, now looks for the lead, entering turn 1. He's down there. Galloway for the top spot, has up from TJ Hanley, the 23. Remember, TJ just out here for wins now. He's over 100 points back of Galloway's points lead. So he's just here to win races and win out for the rest of the season, win the last 6 races. He is down low on Galloway, and looks like Jake's going to get that lap lead stolen from him. He's going to try and lead later in the race, though. So it'll be TJ Hanley coming around turn 3 with the race lead. Matthews Wells behind him in the 51. JJ Reed on the bottom lane. That's big for Reed. He wants to get up here and lead a lap for 5 bonus points. He comes in 2nd in the point standings. But Matthews Wells is going to try and steal it from Hanley as to come off turn number 4. Wells on the inside, Hanley on the outside. It's going to be Matthews Wells with the push from JJ Reed to pull ahead. He'll lead the 3rd lap of the race. 3 lead changes so far in the first 3 laps. And we could see 10 lead changes among 10 different drivers if this race cycles out the right way. Just shows how much, how much passing is done here at Indianapolis, especially in cars that can draft up like this. 3 wide, Galway's going to shoot the middle. That's disastrous as a points leader right there. You don't want to be in that position, especially at a place like Indianapolis. Yeah, that's going to sustain like that. It's going to stay like that. We'll see what happens down here in turn 3, if they can keep it going straight, or if something major is going to happen here. They squeeze into the wall, and around goes the field. And McDowell, about the whole field is wrecked. Look at McDowell, hard to the wall. Levi Shones. And points there. Galway is in it. Hanley, Wells, Griffin, Lynn. J.J. Reed does get away. He's going to lead the most laps in this race, most likely. Right there, he crosses the stripe. And with that, he's probably going to lead. He's going to lead all his laps under yellow. He's probably going to be the most laps led leader and get those 5 bonus points. He got away. Jonathan Beefer got away. Trey Rainey, Eli Bright, Brett Sierra, and Michael Gregory also got away. 7th on back is a mess of cars. Wells, Lynn, Hanley, Galloway, McDowell might be done along with Levi Shown. So a big wreck here in the IROC Series in Indianapolis. It's our first caution flag of the Propel IROC Series season, and it was a big one. Basically had the field taken out as Jake Galloway made a three-wide move, and it ended wrong in turn 3. Jake Galloway made the three-wide move in turns 1 and 2, and it works there, but in turns 3 and 4, it's just a little bit tighter, a little bit more narrow, and you don't have as much room to keep it going. Right there, you can see they're already squeezing. It's already basically a one-groove racetrack as it is. You're trying to go 3 wide through a corner with it. And then as you come off, you get tight together. Right there, McDowell's to come up, and he gets into Galloway, Hanley into the wall, and then they kind of spin down to the traffic. And look at Buford. Even though he got away, he has damage in the 10. See, Hanley get into the wall as well, the 23, so there are a lot of race cars that are going to have damage. Jonathan Buford, I think, got back in 2nd or so, and he was a part of this crash, so he could possibly hold the field on this restart, but everyone behind Adam McDowell, like McDowell, Shones, Galloway, Hanley, they all have damage from this. Look at all the cars. Wells into the wall. Right there. Brett Sierra, I think, did miss that, the 98. I think he did a really good job doing that as well, missing that. TJ Hanley didn't get the worst of it for sure. He kind of got stopped afterwards to make sure he didn't hit anyone else, but he has enough damage where I think he'll be out of it. You can see Buford right there get hit around a couple times, and Shones almost had it missed, and he had contact. What a big crash here, and points there, Jake Galloway, the one that made it happen in turns 1 and 2. He gets a major part of this one right there. Hard impact to the safer barrier. That's a tough break for Jake Galloway there. He's definitely going to lose part of that points, if not all of it. As JJ Reed's up front leading this race and probably going to get bonus points for leading the most laps here today. So for JJ Reed, that caution worked out pretty well. He's currently the race leader here in the IROC Series, as we're actually going back green this time by, so we'll stay with you. We're going green with 4 to go. Galloway's still at the racetrack trying to get some points, but out. Levi Shones and Ad McDowell. Mathis Wells has come down the pit lane, I believe. Yes, he's going back out there without a hood, so they slice it off. He's trying to get as many points as he can. Finish inside the top 10, obviously, since he's left running. He's going to get at least 10th at worst. Jake Galloway's out there in 9th with a ton of damage, just trying to get 9th. Hanley and Lynn are probably the cars out there with the least amount of damage. They'll probably be battling for 7th and 8th. Galloway and Wells might be battling for 9th and 10th at this rate. It might be a front 6 battle, but that also depends on how Jonathan Beefer goes in the 10 car. He got banged around the front end on that wreck right there under that caution flag. See, there is some damage to the front. How severe is it? No one really knows. We'll see on this restart if he gets going, and if he doesn't, who does he hold up? How long does he hold them up? And can they get around him in time to keep with JJ Reed, who's going to lead the most laps here today? He's going to lead 3 at least, and maybe even 4 if he can get going here. We're coming around to 4 to go. So I believe JJ Reed almost basically has the laps led bonus points locked up right there for 10 of them. So Jake Galloway's really hoping that 35 John's back doesn't win this race. So Reed, Buford, Trey Rainey, Eli Bright, Brett Sierra, and Michael Gregory kept the cars straight from the crash. These 6, maybe 5 cars are going to have a shot at the end as we take the green flag. 4 laps remain in Indianapolis. Reed gets away. Buford staying up to speed for now. We'll see what happens once they get to 4th gear. And pulling out, Trey Rainey and Eli Bright go low. I don't know if that's because the 10 is damaged or if it's just because he just didn't get a good restart. And Trey Rainey got a very good restart. That 07 timed that perfectly. See, he's already by Reed. And Jake Galloway's so slow, Mathis Wells has passed him. So I believe Galloway's going to get 10th at best unless they crash up here again. So Reed will fall inside the top 3. Buford is still going. And Lynn is actually keeping touch, so props to Griffin Lynn. He has some damage on that 36. He sideswiped the outside wall pretty hard, but he's keeping up with the draft. He has a shot here if he can stay in this draft pretty well. Trey Rainey looking for his second straight IROC victory, as I believe there may have been some contact between Eli Bright and Michael Greger. That 24 looked like he got awful sideways after the third one pulled out. I believe there may have been a little bit of contact. Trey Rainey won the last IROC Series race. It was at Boston. He beat this guy, Eli Bright, for it. Eli got second. He doesn't want to get second again. He's pressuring Trey Rainey as they come off turn 2. Them being side by side for 6th, that's really hurting them. I believe it's going to be a 5-car race from here. Sierra in 6th, Lynn in 7th, but them going side by side really slowed them down. They're out of the pack for the lead. Eli Bright there. Michael Greger goes with them. The rest of the pack trying to go with. Look at that right there. Looks like Buford got really loose and almost got into the wall, but kept it straight. 2 to go this time by. Eli Bright out front now in the Propel IROC Series in Indianapolis, but 2 is inside. Pole sitter Michael Gregory is down there. In a drag race, Eli Bright leads with 2 to go. Gregory, though, is the inside lane and turn 1 the preferred lane. Here comes Reed, second in the points. JJ Reed looking for a second on Eli Bright. Michael Gregory trying to get away. Here comes Trey Rainey back down line, the 07. Brett Sear trying to get latched on the track, but he's just too far back to make a difference. If he can get on, it won't be enough to gain many positions and definitely not enough to get to the race victory. JJ Reed trying to clear to keep touch with Michael Gregory. He's pulled a nice gap. Comes to the white flag this time by the Propel IROC Series in Indianapolis. Gregory has gotten away. Reed trying to clear with help from Trey Rainey, but they've lost so much time. They've lost touch with the 31. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Here they come down the front straightaway. White flag this time by the Propel IROC Series in Indianapolis. Last lap, 2.5 miles to go. Who gets the trophy? All right, so Gregory has cleared, but Reed also clearing second. He'll try and get that draft and gain big time down these straightaways. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. We'll have to see. If Trey Rainey stays with them, it might be enough. Down the back straightaway for the final time, Michael Greger leads, but in draft and chasing down, it is JJ Reed trying to get there. Trey Rainey is pusher. What happens down here in turns 3 and 4? Do they have enough for a run to try and make something work? Trey's going to step up for a second. He thinks it's a lost cause, and that's going to be it for anyone behind Michael Gregory. Michael Gregory comes out the 4th corner with the race lead. He's going to get it done, and the Propel IROC Series at Indianapolis checkered flag is up. Michael Gregory's going to win the 5th IROC race of the season. Trey Rainey, JJ Reed round out the top 3. Michael Gregory was out front at the right time. Our pole sitter gets it done in the Propel IROC Series at Indianapolis. He reigns supreme and a great points day for the driver who came in 5th in points. Trey Rainey came in tied for 3rd, gets 2nd, and JJ Reed, who came in 2nd in points, gets 3rd as Jake Galloway falters to get 10th here today. Let's go see the finish results and the updated point standings. Here's how they finished the Propel IROC Series at Indianapolis. 1 caution flag for 2 laps, our first caution of the season, and 6 lead changes, 7 drivers out front today at Indianapolis. Michael Greger, the pole sitter, reigned supreme, but he didn't lead until the final 2 laps. He led with 2 to go and never looked back once he got it. Trey Rainey, who tried to go for back-to-back IROC wins, gets 2nd, but a great points day, especially also for JJ Reed, who gets 3rd, leading the most laps of 3. Jonathan Buford and Eli Bright round out the top 5. Then it's Brett Sear, Griffin Lynn, TJ Hanley, Mathis Wilson, Jake Galloway finishing inside the top 10. The only 2 cars out, Adam McDowell, Levi Shones, and big there you can see the point differential. Michael Gregory 180, Jake Galloway 134, a swing of 46 points. Michael Gregory came in about 25 back. Gregory will lead with the points lead over Jake Galloway, who has faltered down to, I believe, 4th in points now. So this is definitely shaken up the points field now. Very, very close at the front for the top 3. Let's go see who they are and how close it is. Halfway done with the IROC Series season, and the top 3 in points separated by 4 points after Indianapolis. Michael Gregory, the Indianapolis winner, currently on top, but only 3 up on JJ Reed, who is still 2nd. 3rd place now, 4 points back. Trey Rainey is closed in. Jake Galloway fell all the way to 4th. He came in with about 23-point lead over Reed, something around that range. He leaves 20 points back of the points that Michael Gregory has. Very big swing there for Jake Galloway, and in the wrong direction. Just behind Jake, 8 points back, is Eli Bright in 5th. Those 5 have distanced themselves from the rest of the field. So those 5 are right now with the best shot at the championship. 6th on down, they have not had great seasons. Adam McDowell is currently 6th, but 49 back of the points. Sierra is 56 back. Buford 66, Wells 74, Lynn 84. They round out the top 10. Then Jones is 86 back, and TJ Hanley has just not had any luck this season. He's 127 points back of the points lead and 41 points back of his nearest competitor. You look and you see the top 4 points all have top 10s in all the races run so far. Mathews Wells has that same story, but he's down 9th in points. Michael Gregory notched his 4th top 5 in 5 races. That is why he is the points leader. He has had the best finishes of anyone so far this season. He's only led 5 laps, but everyone has led laps so far this season. Most going to Trey Rennie, who's led 22, and JJ Reed, the only driver to lead in every single race so far this season. That's why he's actually hung up there second in points, because he's getting those bonus points for leading laps during races. He's the only driver that can say he's led a lap in every single race through 5 races. And the race to kick off the second half of this IROC Series season is going to be just as insane as this one. We're going to Kentucky. It's going to be a great one here in Sparta. I will see you guys then.